These are some of the best Excel tips and tricks you should know about, like using your mouse button to add and delete rows and columns in Excel simply by dragging. You can use the timestamp in the YouTube description to jump to your favorite tricks. Without further ado, let's jump right to it. One of the most common tasks you tend to perform in Excel is to select rows or cells that contain same keyword or certain keywords. So in this scenario, in the description column, in column D, I want to select all the rows or cells that contains the keyword amount all at once. So to do that, go to the Home tab, under the Editing section, click on Find and Select, and click on Find. It will launch the Find and Replace dialog box. You can quickly launch this dialog box using the keyboard shortcut Control F on your keyboard. Then let's type in amount and click on Find All. It is going to highlight and select all the cells that contain the keyword amount for you. But to select all of that at once, just press Control A on your keyboard like this, and everything is going to be selected from the beginning to the end. I can close this Find and Replace dialog box. You can see all the cells containing the keyword amount is highlighted for me. I can copy them or perform simple formatting on those cells and do every other formatting I wish to do on all those cells at once. Similar to the previous example, rather than looking for text or keywords in Excel, you can actually look for colors or formatting within a worksheet. So in this scenario, you will notice we have two different colors, orange and dark gray. Let's say you want to look for all the cells or rows that have the color orange or format and change it to another format or perform all other basic formatting on that particular cell. So similar, let's quickly launch our find and replace dialog box using the keyboard shortcut Control F. Rather than looking for amount in this case, let's clear the amount keyword here. Let's look for format. Click this drop down arrow and choose format from cell so that I can actually get the exact color I'm looking for. Just click here, one of the cells, and say, and I preview this formatting right here. Let's click on find all to see what happens. When I click on find all, you can see all the cells or rows that contains this format or color is selected for me. I can just select everything at once as usual. Control A, boom, everything is selected easily. I'll close this dialog box. You can see I have them selected for me. I can also do some basic formatting like bold the text there all at once and also change the color to something like yellow. Oh, easy peasy, right? In Excel, you can cut, copy, and paste simply by dragging the left click button of your mouse. Let me show you real quick. Let's select a little bit of data from here, just this little range. I'll place my mouse just right here until I have this arrow up, arrow down, left and right icon. Then I can just simply drag anywhere I want and release the left click button on my mouse. And boom, you can see. But I have lost all the data from my original data source. Let me Control Z to undo that. Let's do it much more better and simpler. Same way, when I place my mouse there, I have this plus icon with arrows. Then I can just drag anywhere. But this time around, hold the control key on your keyboard, and before you release, you just release that, and voila, I have same data set copied from my original data source without actually deleting or losing any record from that side. Super easy, right? That's cool. Most of the time in the real world, you're going to receive messy, unclean, and poorly formatted data. So in this case, we have information in column C that is meant to be in two or more columns in a single column. Now let's format it and make it better. All you have to do is just select the range of data set like this. Go to the data tab. Under data tools, select text to columns. So this dialog box is going to pop up. It says convert text to columns wizard, step 1 of 3. So you have 3 steps to follow. The first instruction says original data type. So choose the field file type that best describe your data. We have delimited and we have fixed width. So delimited means characters such as commas or tabs separate each field. So let's go for delimited and click on next. We also have a preview of our selected data sets in this little window here. Let's click on next and let's choose the type of delimiter that we have. So it says this screen lets you set the delimiter your data contains. So let's select tab. If you notice, we still have this information in like a single column. Let's unselect this and select space. If we please pay closer attention, you see that there are spaces between each numbers here. Click on space. You can see then we have a data preview. Showing us that what this is a column, another column. So it has been splitted into 3 columns. So you click on next now. Then we have this last tab that says this screen lets you select each column and set the data format. You can just say, okay, this column is a general data type. This is a text or number, definitely general. If you notice, we have a date column here, so I can just choose this date data type. So I can really set the data type for my record even before I finish separating it into 2 or more columns. Then let's click on, do we have one more destination? You can just select this, it's an icon here to show where the data set should be placed, or we can also place it on top of the original data source, but don't let us do that. Let's let this column E and click on finish. And for like you can see, our data has been splitted from one single column into 3 columns. Voila. I feel most users of Excel don't know the easiest way to add new rows and columns in Excel. Everyone does this. If you want to add new rows and columns in Excel, select a couple of rows like this, right click and click on insert, and that add a number of rows for you. That's the hardest way to do. Let me show you the easiest way I mentioned earlier. Let's select similar range of cell like this. I want to add a couple of rows between these 3 columns. I'll place my mouse just below here, put on the shift key and drag down just 3 rows, and boom, we have 3 rows inserted for us. You can do the same way and undo those rows. Go down the shift key like that and drag up a little bit. If I go cover this 36, I'll be deleting it. Let's see. We can see I've deleted that number 36. Let me undo that with Ctrl Z and do it properly this time around. Now the shift key and go a little bit up because I'm deleting more rows. Let me just stay within the 3 rows I've inserted before. I can do the same thing for columns. Select a couple of range like this for columns. Put down the shift key and just drag to the right. So now insert 2 columns between the marks and dates column. You can see 3 columns rather. I didn't pay attention there. I can delete that also by going back like this. Selecting those columns and going back like this. And what I can see, I've misplaced my date column. So you have to be pretty careful while doing that. So this is the best way to do that. You see, better now. So you have to be pretty careful and pay attention to what you're selecting. Hold on the shift key and drag with the left click button of your mouse. The field handle is one of the most amazing tools with multiple options that you need to know how to use in Excel. So let me show you what the field handle is now to activate it and make use of it. So it's very simple. Whenever you select 2 or more cells in Excel, even if it is one cell, you're going to have this little green square icon, very tiny below here. Just place your mouse on it. You have this big plus or addition icon and just drag down with the left click button on your mouse. When you drag down, you're going to see a couple of numbers adding up. So it is going to automatically fill the series for you based on the difference between the first number and the second number that we have here. But the fill handle is more than that. Let me Ctrl Z and undo that. Let's say I want to have multiple options. I want to fill based on different ideas or options. All I have to do right now is hold the right click button down and drag down and release. I'm going to have a whole lot of options. I can fill series. Let me just do that real quick. So that is the default we did earlier. I can do that again. Right click, hold and drag down, release. I can fill series as usual, fill format only, fill without formats, fill linear trend, growth trend, flash fill, and so on. So the common one is the fill series because this is just a couple of numbers. That's it. Something like this is grayed out, few days, few weekdays, few months, and few years. Let me show you where that works. So that works pretty well with dates. If I select these 2 dates, because we have 1/1/2020 and 1/2/2020, that means I was filling for January, the month of January. If I wish to fill all the way down till the 30th of January 2020, I can just use the fill and do automatically. Just drag down with the left click button, right? That is quite simple and it fills automatically based on the difference between the first and the second one. If you want to fill with more options, same thing, right click and drag down, release. You have a whole lot of options. You can see you can only fill this. The default one we did earlier, you can fill weekdays. Let's click on that, fill weekdays. So it's only going to fill the dates where you can see first, second, third, then it jump to sixth. That means Fourth and fifth is weekend. So it jumps to the next weekday. I can undo that with Ctrl Z, and let's do that one more time. I can also fill months. If you want to fill months only, I'll do this. You can see it's filling for the month record only for the first two, first and second. You can see first and second, third month, first and second, based on the series that we have there, the two numbers we are starting with. I can just do that one real quick one last time and select and fill for years only. And boom, you can see it's only filling for the years. So the fill handle has a whole lot of options, even more than this that I'm showing you. But that is a great way and a good way to start using the fill handle. Did you know you can look for the last item in a list, especially when you have a very long list? So in this case, we have a list of departments, but we want to look for the last occurrence of the customer service keyword in this list of departments. To do that, just go to the Home tab, go to the editing section, click on find and select and open a find and replace dialog box. You can easily launch this find and replace dialog box by using the keyboard shortcuts Ctrl F to launch that. Then let's type in customer service and click on find next. Just before you click on find next, just hold the shift key down and click on find next. As you can see, it finds the last occurrence of the customer service keyword. This is very useful if you have a long list of items, you need to quickly jump to the last item of a particular keyword. Cheers. Did you know there's a trick to actually copy data or contents with blank or empty cell and actually skip those blank or empty cell while pasting the data in a new place? So in this scenario, we have a couple of letters in column C, A, C, E, J, and so on with some empty cell. Similar, we have a couple of letters in column D with empty or blank cell also. So let's copy this content here and paste it in all these empty or blank cells. Here, I just go with Ctrl C to copy. I'll come right here to the first empty cell. I click and click on Paste Special. This is going to launch the Paste Special dialog box, and I will click on or check this box that says Skip Blanks. I'll click on OK. Voila! We actually copy this content here and paste it in all the empty cells here, by actually skipping all these blank or empty cells here. One of the easiest ways to make use of certain and same colors in Excel in a worksheet is to have it on your mouse clipboard. So in this instance, we have this customer service row in column C row 11 in a certain yellow. What if you are not sure of the type of yellow it is? We have to just copy the exact same yellow and make use of it everywhere. So to do that, make sure you are selecting the cell you want to copy the color for or format from. Go to the Home tab. Under the clipboard section, look for what is called format painter and double click. Voila. So you have it as a little brush here. And just go to the next column you wish to make use of it and click. Go to the next row or column and click. And just go to anywhere you wish to make use of it and click. So on select it, just go back and double click again. And it is off. So similar scenario happens when you want to insert pictures in Excel. Let's assume I want to make use of this picture over and over again in Excel. I'll just right click on lock drawing mode. I have it in my mouse button. I just insert it easily, insert it easily, insert it easily. And I can go back and select or select another lock mode. Just come here, lock drawing mode. This is unselected, this is selected. Just have it draw there, draw it here, and draw it here. So unselect it, just go back and right click, lock drawing mode. We've actually just unselected it. Did you know there's a trick to allow users to only input unique record in a row or range of cells in Excel? Let me show you real quick. You can see I have in column B here is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I make it 6, it goes in easily. If I make it 7, let's accept it. Let's repeat the 7 one more time. I get this error. Voila. This value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. So let me show you how I did that. Let's cancel that. Let's go to column E here. Go to the data tab. Under the data tools, click on data validation. This is going to open the data validation dialog box. I'll just go to allow custom value and I'll simply paste in this formula. So this formula is saying count if 2 column E equals to 1. All it is doing, don't worry about how complex this formula is. Very simple. It's allowing users to only input a unique record in column E, all the way from E1 to the last row in column E. Let's click on OK and test it out. I can start with A, B, C, D, E. If I try to input letter E one more time, voila, I'll get this error that says this value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. Just make use of same formula and just edit it to a range of rows or array of rows and columns. Did you know there's a much more easier and faster way to copy and paste in Excel without actually using the Ctrl C and Ctrl V options on your keyboard? Let me show you real quick. Let's say I want to select a couple of departments from this departmental list. I'll just go ahead and select it like this. Place my mouse right here to have this arrow up or cross icon. Then I drag by holding the right click button on my mouse down and drag anywhere I wish to copy to. Let's just drop it right here. Just before I release the button, I have this lot of options here that says move here, copy here as values only, copy here as formats only, link here, and the other bunch of options. Let's simply go for copy here. Then I click that and voila, I have my copied version here without actually losing any data points from my original data source. Alright, so that is the wrap up on the Excel tips and tricks for this video. Let me know your favorite tips and tricks in the comment section. I'll be looking forward to your reply. Do well to support the channel by giving the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video.